Welcome back to Fox Soul's Black Report. The fallout continues. Will Smith's slap of Chris Rock has people in Hollywood talking about what's next for the Academy Award-winning actor. Will issued a public apology to Rock yesterday, but is that really enough? In the apology, Smith says his actions were out of line.
He says, in part, violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive, and a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. Smith added apologies to the Film Academy, producers, attendees, viewers, and the Williams family. Joining us now to discuss the Oscars and including the fallout is the Curvy film critic, Carla Renata. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
We are so happy to have you here. Now, I know the answer to this already, but I'm going to ask you, what was the most memorable or historic moment of the night, in your opinion?
You know, there are so many other moments to talk about. That really wonderful, charming moment with Liza Minnelli and Lady Gaga, all of the reunions that they had with Pulp Fiction, including Samuel L. Jackson, John Travolta and Uma Thurman, the Godfather reunion, the reunion of the cast from Juno. You know, those moments were great. It was great to see a movie like Coda, you know, that centers around a bunch of deaf characters, to see them get some love. And it was an upset because a lot of people thought The Power of the Dog was going to be running away with those categories that Coda won in. And Dune got a lot of love, you know, they literally ran away with all the technical awards. And a lot of people that won Academy Awards that night, it was their first time ever being nominated. It was their first time winning. Ariana DeBose made history as the first Afro-Latina to win an Oscar. And she's also LGBTQ. She also made history because she won the Oscar for the same role that Rita Moreno won for 60 years ago. Now, that's a shame that it took 60 years for the same Latina to win, and they the only two Latinas to win, as my girl Yolanda Machado at the Wrap pointed out. Mm-hmm. But, you know, those are the things that, and as far as the Will Smith incident is concerned, he said,
Yeah, because I know we want to get to that. So I want to hold on before you get to that, Carla. But thank you for joining us. But, you know, I got to be honest. I was watching because I was hoping that Will Smith would win for King Richard, right? So that was the only reason I watched it. But do you think viewership increased this year? Plus with Will Packer doing things behind the scenes.
I think the viewership increased because when the press releases went out that Will Packer was going to be producing, that for the first time they were going to have three women hosts, three completely different comedic women in very different lanes that they were going to host. Everybody wanted to see what that was going to look like. Because listen, this time last year, the Oscars was virtual. There was no in-person celebration, right? Yeah. Except for the performances that they pre-taped on top of the roof of the new Academy Museum. So everybody was excited to see what an in-person celebration would look like after 24 months of being shut in and shut out, so to speak. Yeah. But that that particular, and people were excited to see Will Smith. I think everybody knew that Will Smith was the front runner for that award. It was between him or Benedict Cumberbatch, who was the lead in Power of the Dog. And everybody was like, is it going to be an upset? Is Benedict going to win? Is Will going to win? But Will Smith was the favorite to win that award. And as it turned out, he did win that award. Yeah. It's unfortunate that the incident that took place prior to that occurred.
You know, and Carla, I actually want to dig a little bit deeper into that incident. You know, there were a lot of reports that after he won the Oscar, that the Academy was thinking about taking the Oscar away from him. Now he's apologized. What do you think is next for Will Smith? They were going to take it away and he apologized. What do you think happens now?
Well, the Academy issued a statement, and I just want to read what the Academy said. The Academy said that they condone the actions of Mr. Smith at last night's show, last night being Sunday night. We officially have started a formal review around the incident and will explore further action and consequences in accordance with our bylaws, standards of conduct, and California law. And I happened to be watching The View yesterday, and Whoopi is one of the governors on the board at the Academy Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. She said they're not going to take his Oscar away, but there will be some strong disciplinary action taking place in exchange for that incident.
I mean, because you can't take it away, that kind of discredits the work that happened. You can't take away the work that he's done. So I'm happy that they're not going to take it away from him.
Yeah, I mean, the Oscar was, people voted, right? There was the whole acting chapter, the whole all of the actors vote for the actors, all of the directors vote for the directors. But when it comes to the main Academy Awards, everybody votes, right? And people voted for him to win that award. And he has worked really, really hard for a long time. Again, it is unfortunate that he let his emotions get triggered in that way to ruin and put a stain on what was going to be the most wonderful night of his life. He had the opportunity in that moment to be the king of Hollywood, literally.
Yeah.
And he let his emotions trigger him in a way that he unfortunately wasn't able to control. So they should not be trying to take his Oscar from him, but having some type of disciplinary action, I think, would be in order, because it's never right to put your hands on anybody, regardless of what the situation is.
He can't do that. He could have handled that so many different ways. Now, some are saying Chris was responsible for the attack. How do you think Chris Rock handled the incident overall?
You know, we all watched it. We all saw it. Chris Rock handled that with so much grace and humility. He stood there, and I think he was in shock, like everybody else that watched that happen. He was in shock. He didn't know what to do. He knew he was there to present the award for Best Documentary Feature, which went to Questlove. And let's just talk about that. Questlove was a first-time Oscar winner. His moment was kind of stained a little bit by that incident because it happened right before his Oscar win was announced. So yeah, Chris Rock handled that with humility and grace. He even tried to joke his way out of it, as many of us have seen with the unedited version of the event. But I believe he handled that the best anybody could under those circumstances. Like, honestly, I don't even know how I would handle something like that. You know, and most people's reaction, if somebody hits you, your natural reflex action is to hit them back.
Oh, it would have been on.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
the fact, and Chris Rock is from Brooklyn. Come on now.
Yeah.
So, you know, the fact that his reflex action wasn't to go pap pap.
Exactly.
Well, I'm happy that Chris Rock did not go pow pow. But Will and Jada have been transparent on social media over the last few years, and many say that Jada has kind of embarrassed Will Smith, and Sunday's actions may have been a reaction to Will Smith being seen as weak. What do you think about that?
This is what I think. I think that when you are a celebrity, you make a choice. You make a choice to keep your life private, and you make a choice to keep your life public. And the Smiths, Jada and Will, have made the choice to keep their life very public in the last 10 years or so. They used to be very private. You used to never hear anything about them from them. You would hear speculation from other people. But now we're hearing stuff from them. Will put out a book. He was on a book tour prior to doing the publicity tour around King Richard. He's put a lot of his business in this book. Jada has put a lot of their business out there with the Red Table Talk. And it's like, we live in a digital age of social media. When you make your lives that public, you open up the doors for ridicule and frolic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just open it up. If you don't want my mother always told me, if you don't want somebody to tell something, don't tell it.
That's
Keep
true.
it to yourself. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? So and they have been the source of a lot of jokes. Like in 2016, Chris Rock hosted the Oscars, and he was making fun of Jada and Will when they decided to boycott the Oscars because of Oscars So White. Mm-hmm. He's always joking about them. And, you know, I can understand being triggered. I can understand if you keep poking the bear, eventually the bear is going to react, right?
Yeah.
But if you keep putting yourself out there like that, then you're inviting that type of behavior. It doesn't make it right or wrong. Absolutely. It just makes it what it is.
I absolutely agree with you 1,000%. The Curvy Critic, thank you so much for joining us. We really hope to have you back again because you are so much fun every time we have you.
Oh, honey, you ain't said nothing but a word.
Okay.
There we go.
We'll
see you soon.
All right.
All right.
And Anthony Anderson's wife, she is filing for divorce for the second time in 7 years. New documents filed last Friday reveal Alvina Anderson cited irreconcilable differences as her reason for the split. She is reportedly requesting spousal support from Anthony. She says the couple's assets should be properly divided at a later time, but wants Anderson to be responsible for the attorney fees. Alvina filed for divorce back in 2015, but the couple reconciled. They met on the campus of Howard University and have been married for 22 years.
Actress Tiffany Haddish is releasing a collection of essays. I Curse You with Joy. to hits bookstores in November. The book includes stories of how Haddish uses comedy to get through pain. She also talks about her complicated relationship with her father. Haddish's first book, Last Black Unicorn, was also a collection of essays. The actress also has a picture book coming out in May called Layla, The Last Black Unicorn.
Kanye West and Kim Kardashian were recently spotted co-parenting at their son Saint's soccer game. Now, a public divorce is currently looming for the former couple, but Kanye West and Kim Kardashian are proving that they can put their differences aside for the family. The former couple seem to be putting the work in to have a solid foundation for their kids, while a custody agreement is also being finalized. Video from the outing, it showed them keeping their distance at the game, but also on speaking terms. Kim Kardashian, she recently told talk show host Ellen that her parents set a great example for her, so no matter what happens in their relationship, she will always continue to do what's best for the kids.